What up there, Mikey's crew? It's your good friend Michael here. This is not the video, by the way. I know you were all expecting. I was supposed to film today at the Midwest Gaming Classic, or that's at least what the plan was for me to do. And let's just say I forgot to bring my iPad into the convention center with me. And I realized it after we had already walked in and went through the line, and we're basically up to the video game museum and arcade hall. And I was like, you know what? We're already in here. Let's just go around and have fun. So I apologize to everybody for forgetting to bring the camera in to film. So whoopsie daisies on my part. Anyways, let me just tell you about the experience that we had today. So we went in and Kathleen went and played Oregon Trail, and I went around and did some other gaming. So I played NES, I played Life Force on that, played pole. Well, I guess I should say I played pole position on. I know I did play it on the 7800, and I tried to play Dig Dug on the Atari 5200, but that did not go well. I said we were going to play Pong, and we completely forgot to go back and play that. I played Number Munchers. We went through and played a few arcade games. What I ended up doing was just taking pictures with my camera. My phone does not have enough storage capacity to do video, so that's why I didn't take any video on there. I basically just took photos of any game that we played today. So I played Ghostbusters Pinball, I played Mario Brothers Arcade, I played Golden Tee, I played Pole Position 2. Actually, the original Pole Position 2 is what I played on the 7800. So yeah, lots of fun doing all that. Kathleen played Duck Hunt again. I went and played a little Mario Brothers Lost Levels.
I did a lot better than the first time.
Yeah. I did not do well Mario Brothers Lost Level, but that's a really challenging game. I have beat the whole thing before, but it did take me quite a long time. I basically just used a lot of continues, I should say. I had the game put on an NES cart for me is what I had done. So, oh man, sorry, my leg is really bothering me, or my knee is really bothering me right now. So forgive me if I'm moving around a lot. So we had a lot of fun doing that. Of course, they had lots of different arcade and games and pinball machines there. I really wanted to play the Star Trek Next Generation pinball game, but unfortunately that was out of service today. They had a bunch of Godzilla pinball machines in there. So I did take a little bit of footage yesterday in that area. So if there's anything you want to see, just go back and look at yesterday's video. We went and had lunch then. We got pizza for lunch, which, by the way, they were big, huge slices of pizza. We had to ask them to just cut it in half for us because there's no way we were going to eat this full single piece ourselves. And then we decided to walk back around the vendor hall one more time. That's usually not something we do. We usually do the vendor hall one day, and we do the rest of kind of the Midwest Gaming Classic on the second day. But we decided let's just walk around the vendor hall again, and I was glad we did. There was some stuff that we definitely missed yesterday, and I got the pickups here to show everybody. There was actually a couple of games I passed over and I ended up getting, and I remembered why I actually passed over those games. So go figure there. But there was you might have heard me mention yesterday in the video during my pickups video, oh my gosh, where's Casper? I totally forgot to grab that, which I paid for it. We were talking to this the guy who owns this video game store in Bowling Green, Ohio. I showed off the business card. I think it was Rock'em Sock'em Retro was what the store is called. And he saw that I left it and was hoping I was going to come back today, which we remembered, obviously, to go right back. That was the first thing we did when we got there, was go right back to him, talk to him. And he was like, yeah, I was really hoping you'd come back. I've been holding on to the game. So really, really nice of him to do that, to not just, obviously put it back and sell it again. Really nice for him to hold on to that and hoping we would come back, which we did. We were really happy about that. We didn't find anything else at his booth, unfortunately, but we did find others. There definitely was games we did look over yesterday that we did not get. There were probably some I just passed on based on, like, oh, let's just see what other places have. There was one I passed on, which, like, I don't even know why I did, because the game was, like, ridiculously cheap. So I don't know why I did pass on it. But we left the convention at about 4, and it wrapped up at about 5. So we got home a little after 8 p.m., and I just want to thank everyone who put on the Midwest Gaming Classic. Thank you for doing such a great job with the show. Everything was set up well. I didn't feel like I was... I guess some people might feel maybe uncomfortable being in like large crowds, since, COVID happened. They might not feel, easy going back to places like this. But you know what? Everything was set up well. The vendors were spread out. Yes, it could get a little crowded, around some of the tables. Obviously that's your choice if you want to be crowded around a bunch of people at the tables. But, the arcade machines, same thing. It's like if you want to wait for people not to be on some machine, next to you before you play one, that's once again your choice. But where all the systems are, they were all spread out just like normal. There was nothing really close to each other. They had tons of TVs all spread out. The presentation hall was great as well. And then the other areas like the Garcade and other areas, like, they were nice and spread out also. So great job by the Midwest Gaming Classic, everybody running it to put on the show. And I think they're planning on doing it again in April next year, and that's 2022. That's the plan. I'm hoping it is, because dang, those Midwest Gaming Classics would be really close. Like I said, we found a ton of games this year. All, like I said, cheap games. I stuck to my goal of getting things under $20, and
I stuck to my goal.
And we did that. And Kathleen did get a couple more Animal Crossing amiibo cards today at the show. I don't have them down here to show, but that's fine. Not a big. Oh, if you want to bring them down, go right ahead. So yeah, I'll get on to talking here about what games I ended up getting. So first off, PlayStation 1, I actually ended up grabbing 5 more games. And the PlayStation is like one of the consoles I have probably the most games on the list for. PlayStation 1 and 2 especially are really big wanted lists for me. Now when I say really big, we're talking like under 100, but we're up in like the 60, 70 game range, where a lot of my lists are like 30 games and under. PS4 is like 40. Switch list is like in the 60 range, but I mean they're coming out with new games all the time, so that's why. But a lot of the other lists are very, very small. So I was really glad to be able to get some more PlayStation 1 games. So the first one I got was like a $3 game, and don't ask me why I passed on this yesterday. Maybe it was because it was the only game I found at this vendor, but I think I did end up getting one more game from them today. So I don't ask me why I passed up on it, but it's the Land Before Time Return to the Great Valley. That was, like I said, a $3 game I ended up getting. I don't know what cards you got today, though, unfortunately.
I think I can remember those.
Let's see here. I know Kathleen got 2 cards. So she thinks she got Lottie. And, oops, dropped that one by accident. And the other one I think was like a weird one.
Yeah, Twiggy I think it was.
Yeah, Twiggy.
Which is second to...
There it is, right there. That was the other one she ended up getting today.
And hopefully I have more coming from my personal favorite YouTuber.
Yep, we're trying to make a deal with Abby, who's Cooper's girlfriend at Double Jump Games. She said something in a vlog a couple of days ago about selling some Animal Crossing amiibo cards. So we contacted her. She sent us a list of all the pictures and of the ones that were still available. So we're trying to, and Kathleen found about 10 that she would want. So hopefully we'll be able to get those as well.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Yeah, I missed this one yesterday. Black Label Frogger for PS1. So I like playing Frogger, even though I'm not the greatest at it. This one game, when I knew that Caleb, aka Phoenix Resale, was coming to the Midwest Gaming Classic, I actually should have went around to every vendor and said, do you guys have any like Winnie the Pooh type games, you know? Like whether that's Winnie the Pooh or Tigger or Piglet, because there are some of those games as well, and just grabbed a whole box and gave it to him, because I saw in one of his videos he gave Scott the Woz like a ton of different Gex games for all these systems, because he was always talking about Gex. And I know like Winnie the Pooh is his favorite, is Caleb's favorite Disney character, but I didn't do that. And in fact, like, I didn't even see like a lot of Winnie the Pooh games. There was like Winnie the Pooh Kindergarten, which I'm not going to get that one. I'm not going to play that. There's Piglet's Big Game, which I already have for GameCube, so I didn't grab that. I did not find the Rumbly Tumbly game, the Winnie the Pooh game for GameCube. I was really hoping I'd find that one. But I did find this one, and that's Tigger's Honey Hunt. Really happy to get that one added into my collection. And then I think this one I saw yesterday. Maybe I didn't and just missed it. I did see it at one vendor. It was disc only, so I wasn't going to grab it. Well, it was disc in case only. The manual was missing. And that's SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. So I think that leaves me like 3 more SpongeBob games I'm looking for. There's the Hero Pants game for 360. I never see that game. There's Battle for Bikini Bottom for GameCube, which obviously I'm looking for. Black Label, and then there's a Wii one. It's like it came out Wii U. Can't think of the name off the top of my head right now. I think it deals with something like with plankton, but I can't remember. And then here's the Casper game that I got yet on Saturday, but accidentally left it at the vendor's booth. We were having a good conversation talking about, you know, games, and he had come up to Michigan looking for some games as well. So we had a good talk about that. And I guess I just got so engrossed in the conversation I just left it behind. Okay, so I got one N64 game, and that is GT64. And actually, the vendor had 2 copies of this game, and I bought the one that was the best looking out of the 2. And I had forgot like that I was actually not going to get either copy, because this one actually has a little bit of label damage on it, and you can see it right there. Not too bad, but that was the reason why I was kind of leaving that one behind, but I'm not going to replace it right now. And in fact, like, any game that was on my wanted list that was basically I was looking for either a replacement box for, or because the cartridge was yellowed, or because there was some kind of like label damage that I did not tolerate, that I probably bought sometime and did, I just took all that stuff off my list. And when I go through my games in my collection and decide to play them, and if, you know, I'm look at the, you know, cartridge or box and I want to replace it at that time when I'm playing it, I decide to keep it, that's the time I will replace it. Everything on my wanted list is stuff I do not have now. It's shrunk my list, and it's actually taken some ease off my shoulders, thinking, oh my gosh, I got to replace this and that, and blah, blah, blah. No. We're just going to get games we don't have, and I'm going to try to get them in the condition that I want to get them. All right. Now moving on, I got a couple of PS2 games. This one actually I did not see yesterday, and I just glossed over it, and that's Speed Racer, the video game. And then I got a Black Label copy of Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy. This was $10. I don't know why I might have passed on this one. So really happy to get this into the collection. The one Jak and Daxter game I'm still looking for is the Lost Frontier game for PS2. I did see a copy of that with Game Changers in Indiana. That was in Michigan City. And I think I said I was going to grab that game, and I left without grabbing it. So, oh well. It was like it was $25. It's like, you see it more for PSP than you do PS2, and I wish I had maybe grabbed that. This one we did gloss over yesterday. Definitely did not see this $5 game. Kathleen loves the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I wanted to get it for on 360 just because of the fact there's some other Pirates of the Caribbean games we had that are on Xbox. I don't know if they're the exact same controls, but it's like it's easier to play kind of that same series on the same system just because, you know, you already know the controls, I guess, for them if they do decide to keep them the same. And that's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End is what we got. We saw a ton of copies of this game for the Wii, but did not see it for 360. So really happy to get that. And then got myself one more Disney game for the GameCube. It was really good to find some GameCube games on this trip. Don't usually see, like I said, GameCube games in the stores really anywhere. And if you do, it's a couple of like copies of sports games, and that's about it. And that's Meet the Robinsons. Once again, haven't seen this Disney movie. That tag is on the front, so I can take that off. What I should have realized, they had a tag here on the side that was actually on the artwork on the inside. GameStop had put that on there. Sometimes they put that like on wax paper. You could just easily slip it off, but no, they put it on there. I tried to get it off the best I could. I did do a little bit of damage to the label down at the bottom, down here, if you can see it, that little white ding right there. But that's acceptable to me, not bad. It doesn't, like, it's not damaging any like the faces or words, so it's not that big of a deal. It did leave some sticky residue behind, unfortunately, on the cover art, and I don't want to take like Gooby Gone to it because I'm afraid that would discolor it. So I'm just going to like leave it as is for now. So that's it. The rest of the games from the Midwest Gaming Classic, we definitely spent a ton of money on games. I mean, this is probably the biggest haul of pickups I've ever had at this. You know, I've come back with like a bag full before, but this was an insane amount of a bag full of games. And you're going to see all the pickups together at the end of the month because with it being November, we're going over to our cousins for Thanksgiving, so that we're going to do a little bit of Black Friday shopping. There's probably 2 or 3 stores we're going to go to. Cyber Monday, I'm probably going to be buying some stuff from Double Jump Video Games. But that's definitely it for the rest of November after that. So we probably won't be getting too much at those places. And like I said, I'm going to still be trying to stick to cheap games, looking for those. And the good thing is now that I've got a lot of cheap games, going out to game stores, I'm not going to find a whole lot of stuff. And you might think, well, Michael, why wouldn't you want to find things for your collection? It's like, it's going to actually, I'm going to probably be spending a lot less money on getting stuff. Maybe I'll find, you know, a $20, $30 game, maybe a $40, $50 game, 1, 2 games. You know, the pickup videos might end up being a lot smaller after this month, but hey, you know what? That's okay. It's a little less spending, you know, not that big of a deal. And hey, I might even focus more on handhelds if I'm not finding cartridge games or disc games. And maybe I can put a little bit more focus on that, or maybe I get a few more Switch games than what I normally do. That could also happen. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching the last couple days for Midwest Gaming. I was like, I know this one was not what I was definitely expecting, you know, forgetting to take my iPad in and film. I apologize once again for that, but I was glad at least I had some extra pickups here to show you for today that we ended up getting. So that'll be it. Mikey's Crew, you guys are the best. Take care. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. I'll see you in the next one.